You ever had someone think they could just waltz into your life and your property and get away with it? Yeah, that happened to Jake Turner, a 34-year-old cybersecurity specialist who left the chaos of the city for a quiet lake cabin in the small town of Silver Pine Ridge. But little did Jake know, peace was the last thing waiting for him. It all started when he inherited this old cabin from his grandfather, a retired aerospace engineer who built things meant to survive space. Tough, smart, built to last. Jake thought moving there would be a fresh start, mornings with lake views, evenings fishing off a pier his grandpa crafted with his own hands. Sounds perfect. Right, well, not if you get on the wrong side of the HOA president. Linda Marsh. Linda wasn't your typical neighborhood president. She showed up dressed to the nines, clipboard in hand, ready to hammer Jake with every rule she could find. "Your cabin's paint is outdated," she said, like she was reading from a script. "That garden gnome, not allowed. Grass too tall. Violations piling up like they were trophies." She checked her phone obsessively, eyes flashing with something beyond just power desperation. Turns out, Linda was drowning financially, embezzling HOA funds, and using her position to bully homeowners into submission. Jake tried to keep his cool, but when Linda escalated to stalking, sending pictures of him from outside his cabin and threatening him with eviction, it became clear this wasn't just about rules. It was personal. Then came Rebecca Hart, a new neighbor and attorney who had been through hell with Linda herself. Rebecca shared how Linda had forced her family to sell their home below market value and flee Silver Pine Ridge. Hearing her story lit a fire under Jake. Together, Jake and Rebecca plotted. Late nights filled with laptops, legal documents, and whispered strategy sessions. Rebecca's legal expertise mapped every move, ensuring their fight stayed clean and defensible. But Jake's engineering background was about to make Linda's worst nightmare come alive. He installed a high-tech fire suppression system, real NASA-grade gear, complete with turquoise dye and UV markers set to activate on unauthorized entry. Jake watched remotely from a motel miles away, the perfect alibi as Linda and her reluctant accomplice. Mark approached his cabin under cover of darkness. Linda barged in, armed with a master key she wasn't supposed to have, but Mark's conscience got the better of him. He stumbled, dropped tools, even tried to sabotage her plans. Then, without warning, the cabin erupted in a cloud of sticky, turquoise fire retardant. Linda's designer clothes ruined. Hair turned into a messy mohawk of bright blue. She screamed, slipping and sliding across the porch, frantic to get the stuff off. Mark, soaked and ashamed, confessed everything on the spot. The chaos drew neighbors and emergency crews, and Linda's meltdown became instant viral gold. Over 3 million videos of her turquoise transformation flooded social media, memes and dance remixes turning her downfall into community catharsis. But behind the laughs, there was a darker story. Linda's corruption, planted evidence, ruined families, and federal investigations began unfolding across multiple towns. Months later, Jake and Rebecca found more than justice. They found each other, bonding over battles fought and won. Yet, even as Linda vowed revenge from behind bars, Silver Pine Ridge was healing. Gardens bloomed, neighbors smiled, and the lake reflected a community reclaimed. But here's the kicker. Do you think this kind of vigilante justice is right? Is it okay to fight fire with fire when the system fails? Or did Jake cross a line? Turning from victim to vigilante, I want to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts below. Was Jake's turquoise trap justice served? Or a step too far? Let's talk about what justice really means in our communities today.